Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Margie. I'm a Hilkenpath, and I just like to have these little talks on the way I feel about things. I have the fan on a higher set, so there might be more outside ambient air. Just sounded like I heard the ocean in here for a second. It sounded weird. I had to see if it was pouring down rain for a second. Everything's weird. Welcome to the Cancer Moon. The eclipses going on. I got Cancer in my first and second house. I feel good about things. I feel fluid. I feel congruent. I feel content. I'm in flow. I made some notes today. I started off because the energy has been so potent. I know it's potent is kind of a contrary word because everybody always hears about impotence, the importance of impotence. The focus has been on that, so you don't think about the actual potence of energy. And everything is energy, and we are just being flooded right now with the awareness of our spirit. We're just being inundated with spirit right now. And those people that don't know what it feels like, and it's scary to them, and they're becoming disheveled, and they're shorting out, and they don't know how to soothe themselves. So we got to help teach them how to soothe themselves. Now it's time to change the dialogue to that. People are already starting to say it. You got to go into the shadows where the hurt people are, pull them into the light. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last 3 years, over 1,000 videos. But they just think I'm all dark because that's all they focus on. So I don't get a lot of traffic. I don't mind. So when the energies are really extra potent, there's a talk that I listened to. It's like 4 hours. It used to be like 4 hours 45 minutes. Now it's 4 hours 36 minutes. So the editing, chopping softwares are they're busy at work. So this talk is a dictation. It's somebody reading an interview. And he's got a cool voice too, so it's tolerable, So I can just put this on and just, let my mind wander in a meditative state, and then just let the dots connect, The interview is with a woman named Matilda O'Donnell McElroy, and I'll let you go down your own ant hole as to who she is, and I'll likely go through the trouble because it is a hassle. They don't make technology, work. The way I like desktop computers and mice. I'm a lot faster. I could probably, if they could figure out how to do a dual processing center one, I could probably work 2 mice at one time. How could somebody do that for me? I could do it, but I don't have the time. I would use it, and I would endorse it, and I would recommend it, and I could help you, because this is the thing. I grew up watching Matt Houston and stuff. So tech, big screens, the bells and whistles. It's all related to ego and that stuff, But there's a pageantry to it, but there's a place for it too. There's functionality. I just have had to do things that I wanted to do on a large scale, on a very small scale, and I'm ready for large scale. And the astrology is lining up for my scale to get much more broad. It's going to be a lot harder to get a hold of me, too. It's not going to be as easy to get in my inbox. The portal's closed. So, Matilda and O'Donnell, Maddie, I'll just call her Maddie, she gets to interview in a telekinesis way one of the visitors that were left here at Roswell. Yeah. So I love it. I've listened to it 5-6 times in its entirety, here and there over the last couple of years since I found it, and I'm like, how come more people aren't talking about that? But anyway, it's my own little nugget, and I'm here to share it with you, because sharing is caring, and yes, I do. She talks about, the being that she interviews doesn't really have, they talk about is-bees, that we're all just is-bees, our spirits. And there's a storyline in there, and I shared it on my Facebook page, so it should be easy for me to share the link here. And I think I even got it queued up. It's at the 1 hour and 9 minute mark, around there. around the 1 hour 11-minute mark, but they talk about the ISB. And they also talk about how on other planetary alignments, because this morning I got up, I'm just like, ugh, what am I going to do? So I just started watching the 1981 version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on Hulu, and I've never read the books. I'm not much of a reader, but it's always that's my frequency, and it's very telling too. And I recommend, you know, the movie, the old series. It's just gives you, it's food for thought whether you agree with it or not. It just gives you other stuff to think about than the narrative that people are trying to impose on you. So, got Saturn on my shoulder. That ain't no chip. I got Saturn on my shoulder. So, excuse me. The ISB, the storyline about how, you know, planets are created, and, you know, to mine elements. You know, they have certain elements on their planets, and, you know, they go, and then, okay, do what we say. You know, it just always comes down to control, who's in charge and how they feel that day. And then all these ISBs are brought to do, you know, it's like a Brave New World. It's like, you know what they're mining. You know, I figured out today, you know what they're mining on Earth? You know what the element that they're mining on Earth? I gave you a hint in the title. Okay, I'll tell you. It's the fear of the element of fear. That's the element that they mine on Earth. See, because it puts everything in a low vibrational frequency. And then from that, you can't ever grow. You ain't going to reach the higher levels if you can't get out of fear. Because from fear, anger, rage, guilt, it's all that low you know, lust, all that stuff that the Bible. I'm not even a religious person. Organized religion makes my third eye twitch. I used to go to church and stuff like that because I like the music and the singing. And then, like, you could let go and be free, and then, but I get too loud, but I don't have, like, a pretty voice, but I'm loud. Just because I've been teaching myself how to sing a little bit. I got broad range because I can go low. I got a low voice, but I can get real high. I got range, man. I'm full spectrum. So, the ISB story, in farming the element of fear on planet Earth, and people are waking up to that, you know, because they're just mad because everything they're told, you know, they're finding out their dads and moms and all these people that they, you know, they're finding out that they aren't the people that they thought they were. They thought that they were this good-hearted person. Now they're finding their shadow side, and they're like, hey, it's more fun in the shadow. That's okay too, man. I'm not here to judge anybody. I've lived in the shadows, and I get all sides. I am full spectrum, so I believe that in all things possible. So I'm not just looking at things from my point of view on my opinions and on all the data that I've collected. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at it from everybody's point of view, and everybody is having a completely, entirely different experience on planet Earth, and that is making the cognitive dissonance off the charts. I gotta get tut-tuck. Tut-tuck, I'm coming. Tut-tuck. Come on, handsome man. Good boy. Good boy, Tut-tuck. Good boy. Go find a spot. Good boy, Tuck. Handsome man. Is that just sweet boy? No, don't even look at his ear ball. That's off the limits. But not today. Ugh. Alright. Almost done. Gotta put on my D-bag pants. I didn't account for that. Yesterday I accounted for it. I went and I put shorts on before I did a talk, and I didn't do that today. So I just nobody wants to see that. Put that away. Some things are sacred. It's all private. Alright, so the timeline splits. That's what's going on right now. It's what people are like freaking into. Like, what? Because everybody's living a different reality. Everybody's living in a different timeline. So I'm like right back where I was right before I went into the Air Force. I found this today. I posted it on Facebook. It's my basic training. It's year 2000. I don't really look that much different, I don't think. It's 20 years ago. I'm trying to get it so the lights, there we go. You know what? And I signed my, because I had to, because I knew I had what I had to go to college so I could take care of my mom, and I went all this stuff. And then the ascension blew up. And I got pulled up out of freaking the third dimension. And they said, you gotta learn so you can teach some other people some stuff. See, because I get, and this is what I wrote on the description of that picture. Maybe when I said, I am a person of integrity, it fell on the ears of those that recoil from integrity, like a snake in the shadow. I gave an oath they would pay $250K for my life. Actually, I think then it was 200,000, 250,000. Anyway, for my life, when they think theirs is worth so much more, and money ain't even real, y'all. It's not even real. It's made up. It ain't. What do you need money? I'm rich, are ya? Because I see shallow and ego, and fear and cowardice. I don't see rich at all in anyone that's rich. Indigenous to Turtle Island taking her land back. I'm not sad about the fall of the patriarchal civilization. Clearly, the thoughtless are sad about it. We are all frequency. Rise above the fear you are imposing to yourself with your own damn thoughts. Yeah. Hey ho, folks. Heyoka on fire today. Sorry, Artie Pants. Still clumsy Heyoka, making the dogs nervous, staying chill. I was already bouncing all over the living room. So my mom's just like, you always entertain yourself so well. You know, I start going, she's like, just like when you were a little girl. Which brings me to my next topic. Nice segue, Ma, thanks. You see, Einstein once said, you can't solve a problem with the same consciousness that it was created with. That's what Einstein said, see, but he's alpha. He was dialed into the alpha, in the masculine frequency. He wasn't balanced. He denied his feminine. He probably wore skirts in the private. He probably did, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. He should have been allowed to wear them out loud whenever he wants, because we all fluid and gender's made up and imposed too. It's freaking weird, man. We all energetically androgynous, man. Anything aside that, it's 3D. You ain't my frequency. So I was going I was getting all excited this morning because I thought of something new. Something entirely new that I have never heard before. I'm not saying that it's never been said before. I'm just saying that it's never crossed my frequency. And I've looked and I've sought. And it just popped into my head just like that. Kid space is the heart. That is the omega. Love, kid space. Before the imposition started. Before the imposed thoughts. Before the fear started being farmed. School. Program. Education, get married, do this, do that. If you don't do this, you're an outsider. Marketing, PR, poli-sci. The list goes on. So the kid space is the omega. And getting past your hurts. So this is kind of piggybacking on what he says. You can't solve the same problem. I just do it in a little twist, little Heyoka way. It's my little Heyoka twist on it. Is it getting past your hurts in the same space that you got hurt in? That's what people are doing now. People are feeling powerless, so they're putting them in that vibrational frequency of when, and it's triggering thoughts and memories of when they have been matching, of when they've been powerless before. Whether it's been in this incarnation or previous incarnations in past. See? And fear begets fear. So if you are fearful, you're just going to keep drawing things that are freaking you out. So this fear is going to only escalate the next month or so until people just like burn. Literally, they're burning. The old civilization, the old Earth is burning out. And I was watching this video of this guy. He's got a cool voice. Something about his voice too. he put together a series of old photographs from like old photographs, like from the 1300s and I mean, it's like time. It's like they're actually putting together the pieces of history where they have been deliberately omitted, where they've been that's why Iraq got blown up, is because they want to wipe out history so they can rewipe. They can do go underground, do a control alt delete, and then come back and make it how they want. They're already doing it in the cities. I mean, the rich own the cities. We're already living in Queens and Kingland. They just call themselves CEOs and military officers. See how that works? See, people are waking up to the actual reality. It's funny. I say as age, as flight line support, as age when I worked in age. It's not just flight line support; it's base support. We had to support the whole base, and age. It's base support. Like when you travel over there to the hospital, you got to take care of the stuff over there. And when I worked in it, it was when 911 happened, and it was very inconvenient. So it was a lot of hubbub for pageantry. Yeah, for pageantry. I got in a conversation with some people on a vibe I guess I ain't in vibe with, because they basically started freaking berating me too over on Natty Denise's on Instagram, because they was all, well, look at him fly in and, oh, look at that, he's going to save the world. He's an opportunist too, man. He's all about money. That's all he cares about. And he's just setting himself up because he ain't going to do this forever. If he does it, now or another 4 years, he's setting up his empire. He's just going back to the castle, the golden castle, when he's done. And ain't nobody else's an afterthought. It's cool that he's exposed some perverts, but you know what? These are also people that have pissed him off over the years too. He's just getting back at his own personal vendettas. I know that because we have a lot of the same freaking planetary alignments, and if I were to live in my ego, like I fight often, daily, don't say that, Marge. That's bad karma. These are the things, my own fights within myself. Don't be a dick, Marge. Don't be a jerk, Marge. Don't be mean, because it's like right there. It's right there. If I come from ego, but if I come from spirit, then I can understand, and I'm like, and then it's more, more of a sensitive space. Like when I was a little girl, so I'm like, Mom, why don't people talk like that? Today's Father's Day. My dad was never around. I didn't even know what to call the guy. When I asked to hang out with him when I was 6 years old, to get to know him, he's like, what do you expect me to do? Ignore everyone else to freaking hang out with you? And my first thought was, well, yeah, I was kind of thinking that because I'm your daughter. But he didn't look at me as my daughter. He just looked at me as the other half of a person that he hated, because he couldn't get past his ego. And then for years, I hated Father's Day. So this morning I went and I was like, Mom, you're the best dad I ever had. I'm so glad you're my mom and my dad. Because the dude is a freaking... And that's fine. So no, I didn't have the world's best. Maybe I had the world's worst dad. I don't know. I don't talk to the guy. I'm not mad about it. I tried for years and years in all kinds of ways until I was like, that's what the controllers do. They want you to put all their energy into them, and then they give you absolutely nothing in return. And then you're burnt out. So that's what we're going to see in the next month, is people like giving their last ditch effort to fight in something they believe in. And then they're going to burn themselves out. And they're like, what am I even fighting for? Why am I fighting? And then they're going to realize, holy hell, I'm fighting against myself. I'm fighting against my own anger. Just don't be mad. Why are you mad? I mean, yeah, I could get mad that and then they pray. And then I get mad because, I see all these videos. Oh, yay, cops, yay. I'm like, I see a bunch of men that let themselves go, and they're going to get to collect a pension. And I'm still fit. How come, where's my reward? I'm a veteran. I'm still fit. I didn't let myself go. I don't work because I can't work. I work because it's just me and Mom. And as soon as my tribe gets better and I get a roommate or two, I can balance my schedule, and I can hopefully live with people that I can cooperate with. So I know that Mom's at home in care, and then if something happens, that she's going to be provided for, and my dogs too. Yeah, that's why I don't work. That's why I don't collect a W-2. And I'm doing everything I can to make connections with people so I can work from home and do stuff. And they're just love and light. Love and light astrology tarot cards. And I'm like, no, man, when are people going to get past that? When are they going to rise above that? When are they going to get into the solution? Those are the people that I want to talk to. When are the people going to start looking at the fact that it is a freaking circle of greed? It's got nothing to do with left and right. There is no government. There is no politics. You are being played with like little pawns of chess. Only to perpetuate and to harvest the element of fear. I'm not scared. I got nothing to be afraid of. All the bad. I was raped when I was 10 months old. Other sexual harassments, all this. I've seen my mom, men take her over. I've stopped men from trying to take women over. No, don't go with him. I know what he's doing. I've seen it. That's the thing, is like, even when I drink and I go to these places, I'd watch, and then because I would read the freaking ego of these men and these women, and I'm just like, why are they even here? Why don't they just go hang out in the cars and just like just chase sensations? It's just all so insincere, and it's all waste time. The world is, we are animals. We're animals. I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, what the civilization that's falling, Mom? It's the patriarchal, the colonists that came over and said that we, Mom, that where we came from, the people that, if you look in history, our faces are on their faces in history. That's why I'm always looking at pictures in history, is because maybe I'll see someone I recognize. Because when I look out in the world, I don't see people like me. I don't see people of my vibrational, and it ain't even ego. That ain't even ego, because I put in the time. I've listened to every word of this Matilda O'Donnell McElroy several times, and every time you hear it, you get something different. And it's 4.5 hours long. I have the disciplines, and that's what people don't have. I have the dedication. I have the spirit, and people are void of spirit. So of course they're not going to hear me, and of course they're not going to see me, and of course I'm going to be berated on Natty Denise's page about, being berated about, well, my husband's a pilot. Well, guess what? I supported him too. And maybe if you're lucky, he's not a part of that small percentage of the population that likes to play the reindeer game of gaying away. Because baby doll, if he's turning you around, he's turning him around too. An about face is about face. An hourglass shape is an hourglass shape. Ha ha. Welcome to the real world. Smokes. Smoke and mirrors. It's like they did these movies just in time. Top Gun, just in time, so they could create, the freaking the desert Operation Desert bullcrap. All of it's all set up. Make them look. Make them, and then they're freaking, the people are, their egos, and they're freaking empty, and they're always gone, and the women are always left behind doing everything, and then when they get home, they're all so tired. But I worked with them. I saw them. They sit around at work too. Don't you worry. They're freaking egos, man. The gig is up, and I'm here to tell. Yeah, I think I've been stuck in a time bubble for like 20 years. Because I ain't for the rest of the world. Bread. Dough for bread. I made bread when I first moved in here. It was so good. See, and then the stove broke. And then this broke, and then the drain clogged, and then I don't have money for my water, but I'd only rent. I don't own this. I only rent, but that's cool because the landlord, the lord of the land, is taking the land back. So I'm on my way, so she can still handle all the stuff that never got taken care of. I'll still try and leave it better than I found it, just because that's how I am. Yeah. Yep. So people are figuring out that there are all these different that there are all these aspects, even these guys. Somebody said, when I talk about the different heart spaces, the girls with daddy issues. Now, I've resolved my issues. That's how I recognize when women have issues. about things, hurts, pains, feelings, is because I go in the heart space of where I was when I felt that way, and that's why I can understand why they act that way. I'm not, everybody has this a little bit. If you have a pain or a hurt and you look at it from ego, it's going to stay a pain or a hurt. If you look at it from your heart space, you're going to come from a place of understanding, and it absolves as a pain and a hurt. But people like to sit in their shit. They like to sit in their pain. They like to sit in their crap because it's warm and it's cozy. And then people will come over and say, "Oh, can I help you?" "Oh yeah, I'm just sitting here in my poo." Without, get up out of your poo, wipe yourself up, go take, freaking, what are you doing? Anyway, so, a lot of these, daddies, girls, and stuff like that are men. They're the ones that, the guy, all the first responders that have all let themselves go. All the, I'm probably I'm on my way to being just as good a shape as I was in here 20 years ago. My hair is more gray. I still don't have any friends. I did. They all flashed in and flashed out. Because I dipped down into their frequency, and I ain't doing that no more. I'm not dipping down. No more dipping down. I'm not going down to see what it's like in the freaking lower vibrational fields anymore. I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to wait for people to show up. I've done all my research. What I know, I know. I'm going to keep learning because I'm just a student. That's the thing. When I say that, what I mean is the people that, the people that are around, that have been around, I really appreciate those that have been around. There are a couple connections that I have in life that just having them there is adds to my field. Because I get tired of adding to my own field all the time. And then I find people that I think that I'm and then I'm just smack myself in the face because I'm just God damn, if they are not just more of the same. They are not just more of the same. I guess I was wrong. Till I'm proven right, I guess I'm wrong. So anyway, that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.